Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and in this video we are going to learn about how we can check some condition, and depending on the condition how we can print some statements, and how we can print another set of statements if the condition becomes wrong. So in this video we are going to cover following topics. So the first thing which we will see is what is boolean data type in Python, and then we will be discussing about if conditional in Python. Then we will be seeing the in keyword and what is the use of it in Python. Then we will be seeing some of the comparison operators, and then we can see why we get this indentation error and how or what does it mean. And finally we will be checking out some of the loops which are available in Python, like for and while, and how we can use it in our programming. So let's get started, and let me quickly open my Visual Studio Code, and let me copy these topics here so that it becomes easy for us and we need not to go back and forth from here. So we will start with this. So let me quickly add a comment or a hash before them so that it gets treated as a comment. So let us start with our new or first topic, that is what is boolean in Python. So in a boolean data type in Python has two type of values, and what are they? They are true and false. So let me quickly write here let me say that b is equals to true. So let me quickly type what is the type of b, and this program is saved. Now let me run this program in my terminal, and you can see it says that the b is an object of class bool. So basically b is a boolean data type, boolean data type, and it has a value true. So this is what boolean is in Python. And another value which it can hold is, let me take another value, that is b1, and say it's false, and let me again quickly print the type of b1. So you will see that it says again b1 is of type boolean. So these are the two values, or we can say the values which a boolean data type can hold. So if I write the same thing, that is b2 is equals to true. So now if you will see the type of p2, so I hope you know that what it will print. It will print that the type of this is a string. So in case of boolean, we need not to mention any single quote or double quote around this true or false, and if we do so, then it will be treated as a string. So to make this clear, I just took this line number 10 example. So I hope you are clear that what values can a boolean data type can hold. And now from where do we get these boolean data types? So basically I will take this topic first. Let me cut it from here and paste it here. So whenever we compare any expression, then the output of those whenever we compare any two values, that is when we make use of comparison operator, then the output of those operator is either true or false. What do I mean by this? Let me quickly show you that a is equals to, let me take a is equals to 10, b is equals to 20, and now what I say is c is equals to a equals to b. So let me now print c, and let's see what does it gives as an output. So let me explain you here what it is doing. it is assigning a value of 10, b a value of 20, and now what we are saying is if a is equals to b, then assign the value c, assign a value c. So what is there in c? We will see it first. So let me see. So what it is saying is, it is saying that c holds a value false, and now what has happened here is that it has compared if a is equals to b, and since it is not, so that is why it has returned c to the, that is why it has returned value false to, or assigned a value false to c. So this is how we get boolean values into any variable, or these are the, what you can say, some common operation from where we get the boolean values. So we can also use value like c, a is less than b. So print c again, let me print it, and it is saying c is equals to true because a here is 10 and b is 20. So it will first compare these two variables and then assign the value c if the statement is true and false if the statement is false, if the condition is false. So this is how we get boolean data type in Python. Now let's move further and see, as we are clear about the boolean and boolean data type and what values it can hold, let us quickly move to if conditional. So if conditional in Python is basically used to make a comparison and then execute a set of statements in Python. So let me say that if, as we have already described a and b as 10 and 20, so let me say a is less than 10, so print a is greater, else what I want to do is else print b is greater. So I have written a simple program here, and what I am doing here is that I am telling, or I am saying that if a is less than 10, then I should use b here and it should be like this. So what we are doing here is we are comparing a and b, and we are saying if it is true, then print a is greater, and if it is false, then print b is greater. Now here you can see something called as indentation in Python. So this is our this topic, and I will come to that one. So let's first see this if conditional here. So when I run this program, so what it is saying is b is greater. So this is how we use if conditional in Python, and if and else are both are defined as a keyword in Python. And what are keywords? So keywords are some of the words which are defined in that particular language and hold some special meaning. So here what we are doing is we are saying, or we are just using if keyword, and we have put a conditional here that if a is greater than b, then execute this statement. So what has happened here is that it has first compared a to b, and then it has returned a value true or false, and based on that boolean value, this if has printed our message. So this is again if conditional is works on boolean values. And then what boolean true or false means in terms of a string number or word, a string or number. So this is very important to understand that let's suppose I say if 10, then print true. Don't print true. Let's say we if 10, then print true, else print false. And in another one I say name is equals to Sam. If name, then print again true. This is else print false. Here we want to print the message, so I should use double quotes. So as we have seen that if conditional works on boolean values, that is either true or false. So if I write this statement that if 10, then print true, else print false, then what should be the output of this loop? So let me quickly type for more clarity, let me type 10 is true and 10 is false. So let me quickly run this program and let's see what is the output of this. So what it is saying is that 10 is treated as true in Python. So in general, whenever we provide any number which is non-zero, then it is treated as true in Python. So which means that if we say that what is the equivalent of any non-zero number in boolean data type, so it is what I can say true. And if we say that what is equivalent of 0 in boolean data type, so it means it's false. So I hope it is clear from here that 10 has been treated or is treated as true in boolean. And other way to do the same thing is, let me quickly compare it to, or what do you say, put a type conversion here and let's see what does it print now. So here you can see that what it has done is that we have converted 10 into boolean data type, and now based on the conditional true or false, we are printing the message whether 10 is treated as true or false. Then you can see the message is 10 is true. So in general, I would say that any non-zero number is treated as true in Python. So this is done. So now in case of a string, similarly in case of a string, any non-empty string is treated as true in Python. So here what we have done is we have provided name is equal to Sam, and then we are saying that if name then print true, else this. So what we can say is print here this name is true and then format name. And similarly I will not print it here because I know that it will print the 38 line number. So let me quickly run this program, and it is saying that there is some syntax error here. So have we missed anything? Yes, we have missed one bracket. And let me run this program again. So what it is saying is Sam is true. So here you can see that any non-empty string is treated as true in Python. So here name is a non-empty string, that is Sam, and that is why this message has been printed. So let me quickly change Sam to empty string and let's see what it returns now. So you can see that it has printed false, that is this. And let me change this also to 0 and let's see what it prints now. So it is saying 10 is false. So I should change this message as well. 0 is false, 0 is true. Okay, So I hope you have got a clarity what is boolean data type, what is the equivalent of boolean data type in string and number, and what or how we can use if conditional in Python. Now let me quickly move to in keyword and see what is the use of in keyword in Python. So let's suppose we have a list L and we have here 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4, and now somebody asks, or I have a requirement that I want to find that if one exists in one exists in this list or not. So what I will do is I will just test each and every number, and I will say that I will test each and every number equals to 1, and how I can do that is if L of 1 is equals to 1 or L of 2 is equals to 1, or similarly L of 3 equals to 1. So this is how I will compare, and then I will write 1 exists in our list. So this is a basic program in which what we are doing is we are comparing each and every element of our list, and then if it returns an output true in any of the case, and since we have or in between, so if returns true in any of the case, then it says one exists in our list. So let me quickly run our this program. Okay, pardon me, here we should use the indexes from 0, so this should be 1, this should be 2. So let me quickly run this program again, and here you can see that it says 1 exists in our list. Now let me quickly change this to 11 and run the program, same program again, and it says it does not return any output because none of the element was equal to 1 in our this list, and that is why it says that that is why it doesn't print any message, because 1 is not existing in my list. So instead of writing this much code, with the simple way to do it is we can say if 1, so I should write it as 1 exist not exist 1 in L, then print yes it exists. So let me run this program, and it has not worked because 1 does not exist here. Let me write it as 11 and now run the program again, and it says yet yes it exists. So basically n is going through, or what it is checking is whether it is the element which we have given is present in this L, that is a list, and if yes, then it prints the message, or it returns a true bool value, and then we can use it in our if conditional if we want to print any message. So this is how we can use in keyword in Python to check for some existence of any element in our list, and there can be other cases. So we will look further how we can, or we use the same in keyword in our for loop. But before moving to for loop, let me quickly discuss what does indentation error in Python means. So in Python we don't have the what you can say the concept of using braces. So if you are familiar with any of the programming language like Java, then there we have the what you can say bracket use of braces for starting what we can say a list, or we can say it a what we can say to define a block of statements. So if suppose I want to say if true, and I want a block of statements to be printed after this, then what it it is it will look like in Java is that it will say that opening braces, then here first statement, then similarly we will have second statement. So this is how we write in Java. But in case of Python, there is no concept of these brackets, and instead we simply need to take care of the indentation, and this indentation should remain what you can say same throughout our code. So let's suppose that here we have indentation. I don't use any indentation here, and I will just delete these messages. Let me quickly write it here, print true, and let's see what error it throws. So here you can see that it is saying indentation error, and it is pointing to the line that print true, and what it is saying as a message, expected unindented block. So let me quickly give some indentation to it, and let me give one space indentation and run the program. And here you can see that once we pass the indentation, then it runs fine. So in Python we don't have a concept of using brackets, curly braces to define a block of statements, and if we want to have a certain block of statements which should be executed together, like in case of if statement, then we need to provide the indentation, and it's all upon us that what indentation we keep. So like here I have used one space indentation, whereas in other code or other places I have used 4 spaces of indentation. So in standard, or we can say by convention, we normally use a space of 4, and here you can see that in my this Visual Studio Code I have set this spaces to 4, and you can set it as anything you want, that I will not discuss here because that I have already discussed in my previous video. So here you can change whatever indentation you want to keep. So this is what indentation error in Python is and how you can correct it. Just provide the indentation after this, or the line number to which this error prints a message. This error prints a line number that on line number 54 there is a problem with the indentation. So in that line you can provide the indentation and get rid of this indentation error which is thrown by your program. So this is what indentation is in Python, and why do we require it. We have already seen that we don't require braces, and instead we make use of indentation to define a set of statements. So another thing to note here is that if I indent another set of statement here like this, another true or another statement, so if I provide inside a same block 2 different kind of indentation, then that also will not work. And here you can see that it is showing me a red line, and if I run this program, then you will see there is a problem, and it is saying that on line number 55 there is an unexpected indent. So why it is saying like that? Because in the first, or in this if block of statements, what we have done is we have first used one space, and then we are saying that hey, now I want to set 2 spaces. So you can't do it like this. So to rectify this, what I will do is I will just provide a single space, and now my error is gone. And if I run this program, then it will say that hey, this is the first statement that is true, and this is our another statement. So this is how uh, Python maintains a block of statements using indentation. So let's move on further to loops in Python. And in Python we have two types of loop, that is for loop and while loop. And let me quickly write a program to to print a list. So let me quickly define a list of some names, l names, or we can say first names. So let's say we have three people in here, that is Sam, then Tom, and then Jerry. And what I want is I want to print all of these elements in one go. So what I have in Python is that I can use for loop. And how to use it? I can just simply write for I in f names, print I, and we are done. Now if I see the output, you can see that it says, hey, the first element is Sam, then Tom, and finally Jerry has been printed. Now let's say that you have another requirement where we have to print numbers from 1 to 10. So how you can do it? So to do that, we have another function in Python which is an inbuilt function, and you can just write it here I, and then you can print it, and you can see that it has printed 1 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So this last number is ignored, and I starts from 0. So if you want to start I from 1, then what we will have to do is we will have to say start I from 1, go up till 10, and then we want increment of 1. So let me run this program again, and now you will see that it has printed. Now you can see that this time it has printed numbers from 1 till 9, and there is increment of 9, there is an increment of 1. So let's say I have another requirement that I want to print only even numbers. So how can I do that in Python? So that is very easy in Python. Instead of dividing the number and by 2 and then finding the remainder and then checking whether it is even or odd, we can simply do it like this, that hey, I want to print all the even numbers from 1 till 10. So I will give range as 11, and I want to start with 1, and I don't want to print only even numbers, so I will start with 2, and then I will say that hey, the difference, or we can say here you can see start support index, then stop support index, and finally what is the step. So here you can see the definition of this. Then it is saying that first we should get the start, then we give stop, and finally we give the step, that is the number of, or the difference between the two numbers. So what it will do is it will just print all the numbers from 2 till 11. Okay, I forgot to add a colon here, so let me first delete all this thing. So here you can see that it has started to print from 2, and then it print 4, then 6, then 8, and 10. So here we see that we have defined 2 as the starting point, then we have defined that hey, you should end it or stop at 11, and we are saying that you should print the numbers with a difference of 2. So first 2 is printed, then 4 is printed, then 6 is printed, and so on. So let me say that if somebody asks you to print table of 4, so you can try this example by yourself, and once you are done, then you can check the answer here. And to do it, simply for I do it like this: for I in range, and you should start with 4. Then you'll know the table ends at 40, so you can write 40, and then we want to print the table of 4, so that is this. And then this is a very simple example, and it prints a table of 4 for me. So here you can see 4 on the 4, 4 to the 8, 12, 16, 20, and so on up till 40. So this is how you can use the for loop in Python, and how you can use the range function that is all that has been defined here. So this is the use of for loop in Python. And finally we have a while loop in Python, and it also works on similar kind of what you can say, it works like this: while I is less than 10, then colon, and then again there should be some indentation, and then I would say I, and I will assign or start the I from somewhere, and then once I is printed, I want it to increment I to some I with some value equals to +1. I hope this works, and see what it has done is I should start with 1, and we want to print 1 to 10 using while loop. So I will write y is less than equals to 10, and then I will run this program, and it has gone to infinite loop. So why it has gone to infinite loop? Because what we are saying is I is equals to 1, I is less than equals to 10, then we are saying print I, and then what we are doing is we are saying I is equals to +1. So I believe this condition is not working, so let me do it like this, and let me again run this program. So here now you can see that it has printed I from 1 to 10. So this is how we can use while loop. This is how we can use while loop in Python, and it is very similar to other languages. So if you are familiar with any other language, then it is not very difficult to grasp, I hope. So this is all about the topics for this video. Hope you would have enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, feel free to comment. I will be answering your questions if I have the answer, and else I will try to find it out. So thank you.